So lots to see. Welcome to Robert's Train Set.
So to start this one, let's open these. There we are. Quite colourful. Oh, the lid's come off the roof. Interesting. So it looks like all these vans, or certainly the Daypole vans, have the roofs are not fixed. Oh, and this is even better. All the wheels are falling out here. Oh, lovely. At least I've got them, I suppose. Very good. Got me tea. That's actually stuck to the axle. So let's see if we can get the wheels in. They're very, I don't know if you can see that, but they're really loose in the pivots, on the pivots. I suppose that's to give it a little bit of give. At least we've got all the buffers, and of course all spring loaded, which need to be on O gauge because I'm experiencing buffer lock quite often, I must admit. So there's that one. We'll pack that away. So let's now have a bit of deja vu and get another one out. And as we can see, that one and that one, exactly the same numbers. I wasn't thinking there, was I, when I ordered those, but they're nice coloured. I like those. Right, let's put this away.
So you saw me buy these in the last episode. I thought you'd like to see them on the layout. So there we are. Don't know what they're doing on the grass, but never mind. Perhaps they're workers doing the ballast. And here we've got the O gauge signal, if you remember, and this will be operated with this switch. None of the stuff I need on the upstairs layout, but the biggest problem is that I need 3 inches of depth to fit that in. So here's a little parcel that came, and here's a bigger parcel that came. And as you can imagine, I'm a little bit worried about the state of this one. My parcel force, well done. So there's quite a bit of box opening in this video, so I thought I'd speed it up to sort of get rid of some of the time it takes. So it's always exciting to open the box to see what it's got inside, even though you've ordered it and know what's in there. But yeah, great to have a look and see, has it got here in one piece, which it obviously did. So as you can see, quite a bit in this box, and you will be seeing me unboxing these later in the video. So let's start with this one. I really like the look of this one. See what you think. So you won't be surprised to know that this was my most expensive buy of the session. But what was really good was that all the rest of the locos I bought were £200 or less, which I think isn't bad. Yes, no sound, obviously, but yeah, I was, mildly surprised, I think. So, yeah, see what you think about this one again. So there she is in the box, and I couldn't wait to get her out and have a look and get her on the layout and just see if she ran. So I couldn't believe how heavy this locomotive was. The big ones, the Black Fives and that, they must weigh an absolute flaming ton, I would have thought. So there she is on the rails. Let's have a look and see how well she ran. I didn't run her very far, I must admit. One of the reasons was I wanted a loco with some nice gear, and this has certainly got some nice gear. And it's probably the smallest one I could get to fit on the layout. So let's have a look at the next one, which is even bigger than the one I've just unpacked. Blimey. So I was looking through the book to see what some of these bits were, and I couldn't actually find it, and I still haven't on some of it. Obviously, some of it's obvious, but yeah, it's interesting to have a look at these books, isn't it? So let's get her off the stand, the Perspex stand, and carry on. So this one came out reasonably easily, and again, reasonably heavy, but I wouldn't say as heavy as the last one. So as usual, put all the stuff back in the box, and it was a case of finding a screwdriver and getting her off this Perspex, which is really nice, I must admit. It's a shame we've got to keep it in case we have to send them back, isn't it? So the aluminium spacers came off, but underneath is a black post, as you can see, and I thought I'd try to see if it would unscrew, and it doesn't. And then I twigged these go on and disguise it, I believe. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. Quite a novel idea of so that you can always send it back again. So clever. But before I put those bits on, I just wanted to see if it had run, I think, because, what's the point of putting them on if you've got to take them off to send it back? So, very nice. I like the look of this. It's going to be great. And yes, it's West Country again. Shame about the signal. It ran really well. In fact, all of the ones that I've had have run really well. They might be a little bit noisy, some of them. I must admit the last couple, this one and the one before, have been almost silent. So, yeah, don't know. But we'll have to see. But yeah, this ran really well. Went round the second radius bend okay, no problem, which it is meant to do, of course. But this will be my sharpest point, or my widest point, when the new layout is done. The others are a lot thinner. So it's in the book there, and yeah, it was fairly straightforward. There they are. Take them out of the wrapping. Have a gulp of tea, and yeah, there's the post. And if you look, there's two little indents there as well. And look into the those little boxes, and there you can see how it works. And they were a good push fit onto it. A little bit of pressure needed, but that's what you want, isn't it? So I'm sort of hoping that these aren't the drive mechanisms for the bogies, because they don't look very strong. But it's a nice bit of detail, I must admit. So yeah, great. So there she is by the level crossing gates that I bought. They were sent okay, but delivered next door without a note. And this is where I'm tending to keep my locos, on this cabinet in the lounge. Now what's this, you might say? Well, what I decided was I wanted to do some wiring, which you can see there, which I'll explain in a minute. But in the old one, when I did all the ballast, it all went underneath the rails, so that was to try and keep it there. So what was the wiring for? Watch this. So yes, the one branch of the point is isolated when you want it to be. Great. So what did I do? Well, the first thing to do was to put an insulated track joiner there. You can see the nylon. And then wire up the rails really. So you need the reds from the one that you want to energise later. The black comes from the other side where it's always energised, and they all go down to these two switches. And when you have a look, that one, it says power F, so for the front branch, and power for the back branch, and you just switch them. And it's a single pole switch, although one of these is a double pole because he didn't have two of the singles, but there we are. Local shop down the town, I got these. Just cramp them on. Obviously they will be in the fascia of the layout when I build it, probably with some more of them. So another parcel, well, the two parcels really. Let's have a look at this, shall we? So as you saw in the photograph, I had the two parcels delivered together, but the big one coming up, there's a story about that which I wasn't very happy about. There we are. But what was in this fat small box was the piano wire, and I got two lengths of 1 metre each, and it's 1 mil thick. And I'm pleased to say you can bend it and you can cut it with the cutters. And to run it in, I've got some aluminium tube, 2 mil aluminium with probably about just over 1 mil in the middle. And it does slide, I've tried it, so I'm quite pleased with that. And I think it'll be more robust than what I've got on the little end-to-end on the other side of the conservatory, which are very malleable, shall we say. So that box can go in the recycle, and we'll start with this one. So the story on this is that this box was meant to be delivered on Wednesday, but I had a prior appointment with the U3A
and they said it could be up until 5 or 10 past 2. Well, as I had to be at the venue by 2, before 2, I put it forward, which you're allowed to do, aren't you? And because I had a jab booked for Thursday, I did it for Friday. So when I came back from having the jab, I saw my postman, my normal postman, and he said, oh, I put some parcels next door, which is what the card is, which is good, which I don't get on some of them. But yeah, it's been sent on a Thursday, so it's a waste of time, isn't it? Anyway, let's get this one open and we'll see what's in it, shall we? Again, another cut down box. It seems to be part of the system with O-Gauge that you get cut down boxes. So this is from TMC. So let's see what we've got in this one, shall we? Oh, again, plenty of bubble wrap, and they are quite well packed, I must admit. So the major one is One Last Locomotive, and it's that one. And this is the first time I've seen it. As you saw, I've just unwrapped the parcel. So we'll have a look at that and see if it works. And I bought a proper buffer. It looks like you either have to stick it together or it's, I don't know, we'll see. But they are certainly a lot cheaper than the ones I've got on there.
So basically the same as the double O's, which fall apart the first thing you do to them unless you glue them.
And then what's this? I thought because I can't really run these in, even though they say you don't need to run them in, I thought some runners would be useful, and also for cleaning, apparently. So we'll have to have a look at that. And from Bruce. So what I've found with these books that come with the locos, and again we've got the screws to undo by the look of it. There's an awful lot in here on the sound fitted units, models, and there's not an awful lot on DC, to be honest. So probably over half of the book is on sound fitted. So is it that people only buy the sound fitted ones and I'm the exception? I don't know. Oh, this looks a bit naff, doesn't it? A bit of white. Look, oh dear. Well, they're saving money. So I rather like the livery on this. That's why I've actually bought it, I think, to give it a bit of colour. And yeah, let's see if we can get it out of the box. And something's just come out. If I pull something off with that, maybe. Probably a handrail, isn't it? Yeah, hopefully that'll stick back on again. And can you see the little there, what's supposed to hold it on the model? So that's a good start. We'll put that there, save it.
So this of all the ones I've unwrapped was the hardest to get out. I even had to knife this to get it out. They didn't leave the card above, so it would have helped, I think. Never mind.
As the roof happens to be off, let's have a look inside. And I think that's rather nice, isn't it? Yeah, look at that. Okay, so again, reasonably heavy. And there looks like another bit. I don't quite know. Let's see. And the roof. So let's see if the roof fits. Maybe round the other way. does indeed fit. There we are. Disappointing that we haven't got a slide-in vent, and the whistles seem like they're plastic because I'm moving it about and it's not stiff. But yeah, nice model. So I think the bit that we've got sitting there is off of here, look. Yeah, so we'll have to see if we can get that back. So I need a screwdriver. What size screws have we got? Small ones. So I'll be back. So after 3 attempts I found a screwdriver that might actually fit in the screws. So let's undo these. So that one's loose. So look at all this in here, look. I think that possibly moves, but maybe not. See? And you can see it under the boiler. There it is. Very good. So, that is metal, it's cold. So I'll get it back on the rails. I'll see if I can glue those little bits on first.
So there's what she is, and let's see, can we glue these bits on? So I tipped it up on this little box, and yes, being O gauge, all the bits are a bit bigger, so I did manage to do it. I've got a little bit of glue there, but there we are, it's dirt, isn't it? But also I found that these had fallen off, not very well fixed, on plastic little pegs which had just snapped off. So I glued them back on as well.
So now a couple more openings. There we are. Having the right tools for the job, isn't it? So I can already see we've got the buffers on the end of this one. So here we are. Nicely done. Have a look at this one. The wheels are offset again. See that? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. What's interesting is the actual thing that the wheels go into is actually floating. Again, I think I'm going to have to use this knife. Yes, we're in. So, a HBA hopper. I thought we should have one of them on the railway. And this one's got what's this one got? It's basically the 3 links again, only with a different bit in the middle, look. And here again, we get a bit mixed up. Where are the tweezers? Oh, there we are. Good. Yes. So there's another one. So we're getting a nice collection of wagons. So I would think by now you're all screaming that we need a particular wagon, don't we? So here it is. A guard's van. Now this was the cheapest one I could find. And what surprised me is there were a lot of kits for these. Not this particular one, but for guards vans, freight vans in particular. And they were as much as I paid for this almost. Not quite, but almost. Sort of £10–15 less. And when you think of all the effort you've got to put into build it and paint it if you need to, yeah. I think perhaps they do have a bit more detail on them. I don't know. We'll have to. I'm not going to get one, so I'll never know. But if you do, build your own, please let me know. But I mean, this is looking quite nice. And what I like about O-Gauge, most of it anyway, is they put all the hoses on for you. You haven't got to stick them on yourself. I suppose because we don't have the NEM pockets, do we? So it doesn't have to be able to pivot round and whatever. But that's looking nice. And we've got plenty of brackets for the lamps. Yep. And it looks like maybe we'll be able to even hang them on it, although they're not particularly strong. Right, let's get this on the layout and we'll have a look. So I am getting quite a bit of stock, aren't I, for this railway? It's no good having, you know, one bit. I'll get bored just running one loco up and down. But as you can see, this, if you were happy with it, would make a perfectly good layout, really. Yes, build some buildings and maybe have a station at the end there. But I wanted somewhere to keep this stuff not too far away, because although the wagons here aren't too heavy, the locos certainly are, or some of them. So I've cleared all this out here, or reorganise it, and I can hopefully put my wagons on these shelves. And then they're handy just to load them up and run a train. So the level crossing gates are ready for the train to depart, with the 09 diesel shunter on the front of it. And there we are. There's the evening meal, perhaps. If it was full, there might be some coal to cook it on. And the hopper may have had the ballast to do the railway. And it's anybody's guess what's in the 12-ton box van. It would be nice to open the doors and have a look, but unfortunately they don't open. And then the guard has got on board and is waiting to be signalled away to tell the driver. So if I pan back this way, hopefully not being too shaky, it's quite a long train. And I don't think I'm ever going to be able to run it like that, because if it ran like this, it would still be on this siding when it got to the other end.
So there is some of the stock on the shelves. It looks okay. And yes, I've decided I think I'm going to keep my locos in here on here. I did clear a space in the bedroom, but they are so heavy that I think I just do me some mischief and them as well, I suspect. So the rolling road, and this only cost about £50, which I don't think is too bad considering what you can pay for these things. And it also gives you a cleaning thing. So let's have a look at the 09 and our newest one running, to show you how it works. And there we are. So you have one set of rollers to give it power, and then the other one that they clean them, and then obviously swap it over as you need to. So really good. So now, using my ability to deaden these sidings if I want to, let's see them run. So with the 09, I've just got it sitting on the rollers, not cleaning. But the new little one runs really well, doesn't it? Really nice. So there she goes. So it certainly helped the versatility of this layout, and I could run in the two passengers, couldn't I? The auto coach with its loco, and then take that out and bring in the diesel rail car, or bubble car as that one is commonly known. So the buffers, I did power them from a battery, if you remember, if I showed you. But I've now found a little 6-volt transformer which I've connected them up to. Now, yes, it's not as bright as if it was 12, but it still works. So, yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed this, everybody, and there will be another video. It might take a bit longer than they have been, but yeah, there will be another one. So I hope you can continue to watch me.